Hello, my name is Tanner Jensen. I'm a help desk support specialist at the Campus Technology Services, or CTS Help Desk. Today I'll be doing a deeper dive into Google Gemini and its more advanced features that are offered for free with your SUNY Oswego accounts. Before we get started, just a quick reminder how to get signed into Gemini. We'll just get through that real quick. Hide this. You're going to want to go to gemini.google.com in your URL bar, or alternatively, you can click the three dots here, or the 9 dots there, and you're looking for the sparkle icon that says Gemini underneath it, and it should bring you right to Gemini. Just have that open, please, and then you can follow along as we go here. I asked that all questions be held to the end. You can ask questions during the demos if you'd like. Anything regarding PII or anything specific or anything you'd like to see covered again, definitely ask. At the end, I can only cover so much on PII. We do have a workshop that was just done by our security team. They'll provide a more in-depth explanation as to what PII is if you have any questions on it. And then you can always email us after the presentation at help@oswego.edu. We'll do our best to get you an answer. And here's a link to the copy of the presentation. We do have that link at the very end under resources for PII, if anyone needs that. And it should be linked in the Zoom session as well. So on the agenda today, we'll be reviewing the AI best practices, an overview of Google Gemini's features and what to expect from some of them, a demo of the features in action, and then a Q&A at the end, along with a survey if you have the time. The survey is greatly appreciated to get filled out for us. It helps us improve the slide deck and presentation when we can. So I like to start off with best practices, AI's do and don'ts. If you attended the intro workshop with Meg or been to any of our other presentations in the past, this might feel repetitive, but we want to hammer in the idea of best practices with AI. Because it is becoming much more intertwined in our daily lives. So to get there, you're going to want to visit oswego.edu/AI. And under the resources tab, you'll find best practices. I'll go ahead and get that up. We'll scroll down here. And this is the first link under resources. So again, I'm just going to quickly cover some of these. More information is available in the workshop, and then you can always email us if you have more questions. So privacy, you want to avoid sharing PII or personally identifiable information with AIs, and always check and review privacy policies and app settings to opt out of data training where possible. For ethics, AI content cannot be copyrighted, but please be sure to provide attribution for transparency. So if you're using it in your work, definitely cite it and be transparent that you've used it. Then you want to double check your AI for biases to ensure the content is inclusive and representative. AI is getting better at it every day, but it's not perfect, and I don't think it ever will be. Data accuracy. You want to check the AI's data cutoff date to ensure it's using the most recent data for the topic. Some are outdated, some are a little newer than others. And then you want to always fact check all generated content to catch any kind of hallucinations of the sort created by the model. Then for security, as you see, I'm sure a lot of you guys get on TikTok, Instagram, things like that. There's a lot of deep fakes and AI generated videos that are getting better and better every day. So you want to be aware of deep fakes and videos, voices, and appearances for deception. And you want to be vigilant with emails as well. AI is getting better at removing grammar errors that are often used to spot scams. And then for sustainability, a single query of AI can use the same amount of energy as a light bulb that's been left on. So you want to try to utilize standardized searches to reduce your environmental footprint. So if it's something that can be Googled it. Don't just run it into AI. It's not for that. AI is essentially like a research and creative partner. Google is for Google searches. All right, so some of the Gemini features. We'll be covering images, which is Nano Banana. This is Google's code name for the latest image generation model. Gems, you can create or utilize a gem. This acts as a personalized or custom agent to your needs. Deep research is a little bit more in depth. It's not just a quick search, but it browses hundreds of websites and multi-page reports in minutes. It'll add full citations and a structured research plan that you can edit. This will tie directly into guided learning as well, where you can generate quizzes and step-by-step breakdowns to ensure you can understand the underlying concept that you've hit on deep research. Canvas is a side-by-side workspace that lets you write and edit documents directly alongside Gemini rather than chatting back and forth. And then Gemini, that is now built in Chrome, it'll read and directly summarize specific web pages or tabs you have open. It'll ask questions about what you're reading. So you can do things like summarizing articles, compare these products without ever having to leave the page. And then the Google Workspace app integration. This allows you to quickly import your emails. Google Drive documents and files, and create calendar events. I do want to hit hard on the Google Workspace app integration. It's a great feature, but before you turn it on, please ask yourself if you have PII in any of these places, because when you integrate it, it will do a full scan of it all. PII should not, this is separate from AI. PII should not be in Google Drive or your email. So that's just something to be aware of. And when you implement the workspace integration on Gemini, it does scan everything. So that's something to be aware of before turning it on. And at this point, I'd like to get into some demos here. Does anyone have any questions so far? No? Okay, so Gemini should be open. Close out some of these other tabs here. And we'll show the workspace integration as well, just to show you guys what it can and can't do. The first one I want to showcase is a fun one. It's a Nano Banana. It's the image generation tool. You can access that tool by hitting the tool icon and click Create Images. And then just for fun, I'm going to type in, I'm a professor at a college course. At a college teaching a robotics course. And I would like to create a cartoon image. I'm not going to worry about the spelling errors. Together for my presentation. And this is something, again, that you can utilize for slide decks, presentations for students, generating specific images for you, especially if you're not artsy like I am, not the best drawer in the world. So it'll generate a nice cartoon image so that you can utilize. You can't edit and change it. You can ask it to do other things. But again, just be transparent. You should acknowledge the use of AI in your citations, just like you would use for any kind of author, artist, or photographer. And then the next one I would like to cover is gems. This one's a big one. Some of you might find it similar to Notebook LM if you guys use Notebook LM. So to access gems, you'll hit the 3 lines up here on the top, and you'll see gems a little further down. We're going to go and use a pre-made gem just for the example here, and I'll show you guys how you can create your own as well. So we're going to use the writing editor for today. Set back up. Give me 1 second here. So the writing editor is, think of these as essentially the tailored customized agents that you can create. And then Google already has some that's implemented. So I'm going to just put in a prompt here saying that you're writing a syllabus and you would like to make a statement more clear and concise for a student. So that's just what this prompt is reading. And it will go through and edit the prompt for you. And as you can see, it'll break down everything that you can edit and give you ideas of what you should and shouldn't do. So you don't necessarily need to copy and paste what it gives you from AI. It's at least giving you the step-by-steps of what it is doing to ensure that yours is more clear and concise. Whether you take that advice, that'll be entirely up to you. And down here at the end, they've added a quick polish. So they've obviously reworded this, something that sounds better, but let's say we want to make a bulleted point. Just something that students can quickly glance at and instantly know what it is. So you can type in, I would like this shorter and bulleted. So as you can see here, it's saying that it's stripped away the wordiness. Once we get down towards the end here, it has essentially taken the late work policy and broken it down to more clear and concise statements for students to immediately be able to look at. And then any kind of opportunities for improvement in there. And then we'll ask you a follow-up question if there's anything else that I'd like you to assist with. Again, this is kind of more, you want to treat AI as a partner more so than letting it do the work for you, because you always want to fact check it. So although it, some things might seem good, other things might not. And then again, this is pretty similar to Notebook LM. These agents are gems. When you're creating a new gem, you'll go back over here to the three lines and scroll down, go over to gems and click new gem. You'll see this is where you can build your own gem. There's a little scroll bar here. You can give it instructions, you can give it a name. And this will something that will always be there. So once you've built your gem, it'll be over here on the left-hand side. So I've saved the writing editor for myself on this one. So the writing editor will always be there. We've created one for our help desk. For an article of ours that goes through everything that is responsible for our help desk. It's been great. So you can give it a description and then instructions. And if you think your instructions aren't that great, or you've been very vague, Gemini does have this feature right here. So if you've written something, it'll help you rewrite the instructions. So for instance, let's say, we'll call it a tennis coach. I'm not sure what it'll do. And then quick description, we'll just say tennis coach again. And teach me the basics of tennis and the rules regarding where the ball lies. As you can see, this is a pretty terrible prompt. It's really not that great. I'm not going to get much out of it. So this is where the use Gemini to rewrite instructions comes in, and it'll go through and rewrite it. Of course, I want to go through it all, just double check, make sure it's stuff that I actually want in there. And it's generated a ton more instructions, being much more clear and concise than I was, and much more ideas than I've given it. And then on the right-hand side, there's a preview of it. So you can actually interact with it and start testing it before you say, making sure it's doing what you'd like to do. Similar to Notebook LM, you can attach documents to it. You see, you can upload files or add from your Google Drive and use specific tools now. I haven't covered all these yet, but if you're using a specific tool, you want it to do a certain thing for you, this is where you want to do it. And it'll just default every time that you use this gem. It'll start with either deep research, Canvas, images, whatever, and so on and so forth. The difference between this one and Notebook LM though is that this uses outside sources versus just the internal sources. So you can add your knowledge base art, like any kind of articles to it, documents, but it will pull from outside sources as well. That's kind of the difference between GEMS and Notebook LM. All right, so I'm gonna go ahead and start a new chat. For deep research. Now, this isn't a catch-all. If you do need to do research, definitely use the library's resources. This is just something that, you know, is quick and useful if you're just going on the go or want to learn about something quickly. But if you're doing actual research, definitely check out the library's the library. So the example I have here, especially with how snowy it's been lately, is research the physics of Oswego's lake effect and the history of weather visuals and film and combine them to create a new way to visualize storm severity for the public. So think of this as, you know, you might be working, doing like a meteorology major, like you could be a meteorology major as a student, or this could be your field, and you want to make a video on it. So this is something where it's kind of crossing the two references. You might not be that great at video design. So that's where this comes in. It's helpful. So to get that activated, you'll click Tools, click on Deep Research before you enter the prompt and hit enter. This one does take a little bit of time, but it will walk you through everything. So as you can see here, it's put together a research plan. You can update it and go back to your chats to visit this at any point in time. It'll remember everything that you put in here. So if you're bringing up a new subject, it's always good to start a new chat. But in this sense, if you wanted to come back to it, it'd be down here at the bottom. So it's something you can always come back to and reference. You can analyze the results, create reports, and then start research. So this is just the outline plan of what it's going to do. I'm just going to go ahead and start research and let it do its thing. And in the meantime, we'll circle back to it because it's, oh, no, that was quick actually. So it looks like this already, I didn't prompt it. This already opened up into another feature that I'm going to be covering, which is Canvas. And I'll go into that one here in a second. But Canvas is like a nice editing tool where you can talk to it and edit the document that it's providing you all in the same time, using AI and without using AI. So if you see something that you want to change, you can change it right there on the fly before actually saving it or downloading it. But this, you can see here, it's going through all the steps, all the sites that it's researching through. So it's pulling information from these links. Not sure what I just clicked on. But somewhere in here, I saw Tug Hill Lake Effect Snow. So it's pulling data from here. I have no idea what this is. So this is where you want to go back and fact check the sources, make sure these are actual accurate sources. That's doing that. I definitely want to show off the Canvas tool. Canvas is very nice. It's definitely used a lot for coding. I think for the most part, it codes in HTML. So it's something that you can integrate or build into a website of yours or as a widget. So the prompt I have is I am planning a departmental strategic plan retreat for 25 people. And it's going to include times, it's going to essentially build a schedule for me where it's going to set aside time for breakout sessions, icebreakers, and hypothetical questions, and then draft a save the date email for me. As you can see, Canvas is open back up. And it has created a full schedule for me of where things are going to fit in. And again, you can edit this at any time. So if I didn't want to do a morning break here, you can click into it and change it immediately right there on the end. And let's just call it a 15-minute meet and greet instead of a morning break. So you keep scrolling down. It's created a checklist for me for things that I may or may not need to verify it before the actual presentation and that day comes. You can add more to it. It's just kind of covered the basics. The strategic goals that you are covering. And then at the end is the save the date email that you're obviously able to edit and change at any point. It'll always save the changes. If you've done something, it does have the reverse button. Let's say you don't like something, you can highlight this entire section here. And you can click on the right-hand side. Let's say I want a shorter email. You can click in here and let's drag this to short. You'll see Gemini working on the left-hand side. You could always tell it what to do on the left-hand side. This is just a feature actually in Canvas where it's rewriting everything for me without me even having to prompt it. So you can suggest edits, you can change your tone, and change the length. And then when you're done with everything, let's say, I think this is good, looks good, I've covered it, I made the changes I want to change. You can share and export up here, you can print, or you can create something based on this. Now, obviously, some of these things aren't going to be good for a plan here. No one's going to make flashcards or a quiz on a schedule, but if this was something more school related, you can always generate yourself quiz, flashcards, an infographic. You can put it, this would be great on a web page if this is something you're going to be uploading to a web page for people to just view and reference. And then it creates the audio style podcast similar to Notebook LM as well. I'm just going to go ahead and click on web page. I believe it provides you with the code. But this is something useful that you can make interactive with students. You can generate charts, diagrams that are interactable. Yep, there's the code for it that you can apply into a website, but you can, again, students can, this is stuff students can interact with if you're trying to be more interactive with students when generating your content. Obviously, I'm not a coder. I don't know what all of this is. So it's nice that this is something that can be done for me. I'm sure there will probably be errors. Like I said, AI is not perfect, and it doesn't always write things in the best way. And sometimes it is good to go through it, especially if this is something you're familiar with, to correct things yourself. Really doing its thing. So now I've created this. This is a little bit more interactable. It's created a full breakdown chart and pie graph of what time is going to be looking like during this. And then this is an interactable checkbox. So this is something, again, that you could, be uploaded into an app or website, or even like a personal device. You can sit there and run it and use it as an interactable planning chart, essentially, for something. That's just one of the uses. There's many more that this can do. And then the last thing I'd like to cover is the workspace integration. This one is, again, just reiterating, you can connect your drive to this. It does scan everything. So if you do have PII in your stuff, AI aside, in your Google Drive or email, it should not be there. That is just, it is a security risk. So this is just all documents that have been shared in my drive. So I'll click into here. See here, or I can just download it. So if there's something that you do have and you're afraid, oh, this has my PII in it, might have information that's not supposed to be in there, not sure, you can just download the document from Google Drive and cleanse it of that data if that's something you want to use. So for instance, just going to get signed in here. So something that might look like something that's been stripped here. This is just a sample resume I pulled off the internet. It definitely has identifiable information in it. Whether you're not sure or not, and it's something you want to strip, you can always remove this information up at the top. So what I've gone ahead and done is I've stripped it of the information. So this might be something what it looks like, where essentially I've just copy and pasted it and removed anything that might identify that person before I upload this to Gemini or any AI for that matter. I'm just going to download this. And then I have one more. And then I just download this as well. So this is just good, just to show you how we can analyze files. You can upload the files here, documents, I'm sorry, downloads. I like to upload both of these. One's just a description of a job that I might be looking to apply into or something like that. And the other one is just the resume that I stripped down. And you can say analyze, terrible spelling there. Analyze my resume and where are my weak points for this job opportunity. So this is something that, if you have students asking you, jobs in the field, and something that they might be looking to apply for, if they provided you your resume, this is something that you might be able to do for them. Weak points and strong points that qualify me for this position. Again, this is a great tool for students and a great tool for faculty and staff. Just something that you can point people in the direction to. Again, just be aware of using PII in it. But as you can see, it's created a sheet document so I can download it. I can copy everything it's said here. So if I wanted to just not export it into sheets, but I just want the table, you can take it and it'll go through your strong points, weak points, everything I've asked it to do. Again, it might not be totally accurate, so you want to go and double check this information to your documents and reference it back. And then the last thing that I think I really want to cover here, I think Meg might have, we'll just use this film new stage, is Gemini being built into the Google browser. I think this is officially launched for everyone now. You're going to see the Gemini icon up top. You click it and it's going to automatically scan your entire web page or browser that you're using, and it'll summarize it. It can do pretty much compare products on the page. So I would like a 3-sentence summary of this page. And it'll scan through the entire page and give me a quick summary and ask follow-up questions if there's something else you're looking for. You can add more tabs down here. So if you're, comparing multiple tabs of things, and this is just things that are in your browser itself. I think that's all I have for the demos. Was there anything that anybody would like me to cover more on, or any of the features or any examples they would like to share that we can run through Gemini? And just to bring up the slide deck one more time here. Surveys here at the end, if you guys would scan the QR code, if you have the time, it's greatly appreciated. Let us know what we can and can't approve on. And then there are the links to our resources. So the AI page, specifically the PII workshop that was just uploaded, that has very good information on it if you do have any questions about PII. All righty. I appreciate you guys' time and thank you for coming to the workshop. If you have any further questions, again, just email us at help@oswego.edu or put in a ticket through the self-service ticketing system. Thank you.